Lockdown. The mere mention of the word sends shivers up and down the spines of most parents. Safety has become a top priority and concern with all school districts. Emergency planning and preparation has become paramount. Terms such as crisis situation, active shooter, hallway intruder, and building lockdown have crept into our vocabulary. School administrators must make critical decisions while at the same time working with shrinking budgets to provide a safe environment for students and faculty. Every morning, we send our children off to school to learn, to laugh, and to be safe in what we hope is a relatively safe and secure environment. But every so often, that safe haven is shattered by the news of a school shooting, the tragedy at Columbine High School, the massacre at Virginia Tech University, and the nightmare at Sandy Hook Elementary have given parents cause to think, is my child safe at school? In response to these events, schools have made every effort to address similar situations by planning and practicing lockdown emergency drills. The goal of a lockdown drill is to get staff and students into a secure place as quickly as possible behind a locked classroom door. The United States Commission on School Safety in a recent report stated that there has never been an event where an active shooter has breached a locked classroom door. Let's look at your typical lockdown procedure in a classroom. There are only 3 main steps of a lockdown emergency drill. Step 1 is to gather all of the students in the least visible and most secure area of the classroom. Step 2, lock and close the classroom door. Step 3 is to turn off the lights. Now that you've seen how a lockdown works, do you see anything wrong with this procedure? The teacher has to leave the classroom to go out into the hallway to lock their door, putting their students and themselves in additional danger. According to the Fire Code Regulations of 2015, Section 7.2, Article 1, classroom doors shall be readily opened from the inside without the use of a key or special knowledge. This is known as the one-motion exit. Any means used to prevent exiting through a door on the egress path when school is occupied is unsafe and strictly illegal. Many have raised questions about the procedure. First, teachers must locate their keys. Then, they must go out into the hallway to lock their classroom door. They have just wasted several seconds. In a real emergency situation, did you know that your motor skills decrease by over 50% due to the rush of adrenaline into the system? The simplest thing, like putting a key in a door lock for some, will be very difficult, almost impossible, not to mention time-consuming. The Watchdog Collar was developed by an elementary school custodian who saw the need for an effective yet inexpensive alternative to securing a classroom door from the inside. The Watchdog Collar is made of a heavy-duty military-grade elastic material that reaches from door handle to door handle. The outer loop or hallway side of the Watchdog Collar has a metal sleeve that can be tightened up snug to the door's handle and crimped to prevent the collar from being misplaced. Thin enough where any classroom door will close and strong enough to put up with the constant use in a school setting. The Watchdog Collar is an anti-latching device that installs quickly and easily to the door handles of your classroom. Unlike other so-called lockdown devices, you don't need to be taller than 5'10" to reach up to attach the device to the door's closing arm. Unlike other devices, you can exit the classroom anytime without removing the lockdown device. Doesn't matter if the door opens out or opens in. Doesn't matter if the hinges are on the right side or the left side. The collar was created as a crisis lockdown device that may be the most logical and affordable answer to your lockdown concerns. Our patented Watchdog collar will secure your door in seconds. No need to go out into the hallway to lock your classroom door. No complicated instructions for installing the Watchdog collar. No screws, no batteries, no special codes in its operation. When the teacher arrives at school, they unlock their classroom door. They slip the loop of the collar onto the inside door handle of the classroom, and then they relock their door. It's actually that simple. Because the door does not latch, the classroom door can remain locked throughout the entire day. With the Watchdog collar installed, students and teachers can enter and exit the classrooms easily all day long without even having to turn the handle. When it's time for lunch or recess, the teacher simply slips the loop off the handle and closes the door. In the event of an emergency, the device can be implemented by simply slipping one end of the lockdown device off the classroom door handle, allowing the door to latch. Let's revisit Mr. Johnson's classroom using the Watchdog collar. Notice there is no need to locate classroom keys. The door can be secured quickly by just sliding the loop of the device off the door's handle. This allows the teacher those extra precious seconds to focus on the children. Without the Watchdog collar, this is what the hallway would look like to an intruder during a lockdown. And now, with the Watchdog collar installed on the classroom doors, there is no hallway exposure. Students and teachers remain safe behind doors. There doesn't have to be an active shooter in the building for a school to go into a lockdown. Many times a school is instructed to go into a lower grade lockdown, sometimes called shelter-in-place. During a shelter-in-place lockdown, the focus remains the same. Lock the classroom door for the safety of the students and the teacher. But class time continues, with limited movement in the hallways. Shelter-in-place lockdowns are caused by activities in close proximity to the school, and the police and school administrators feel the need to take precautionary steps to protect those at school. If you would, think about this for a minute. Mr. Johnson unfortunately isn't feeling well. He doesn't think he'll be able to make it into school in the morning to teach his fourth graders. He was able to contact a sub, and Miss Crabtree has agreed to take over his class. School districts can't risk having extra keys made for every classroom to hand out to substitute teachers when one of them is out of the building due to illness or meetings. What happens if those keys don't get returned? Do you really want the possibility of having extra classroom keys floating around? How will Miss Crabtree lock her classroom door in the case of an emergency? With the Watchdog collar, Miss Crabtree doesn't need a key to lock her door. All she needs to do is slip one end of the collar anti-latching device off her classroom door, and the door is now locked. Most schools offer a program for before and after school childcare. These programs are usually held in the gym or the cafeteria, two of the most vulnerable places in a school. With the Watchdog collar installed, in the event of a lockdown, the staff would be able to move the students to the nearest classroom and lock the door behind them without even having a key. The Watchdog collar can save precious seconds when time matters most. It eliminates hallway exposure, it allows doors to lock quickly from the inside, and it is inexpensive and easy to install. The collar has been given approval by many police and fire departments as well as state fire marshals across the country. The Watchdog collar is recognized by the United States Patent and Trademark Office as a school lockdown security device. The true first responders to any lockdown situation are the teachers. Keep them in the classroom, not in the hallway locking their doors. All American Security Devices, the makers of the Watchdog collar, believe that every child should have the right to be safe at school.